Coming up in today's video. I didn't realise just how big this place was. It's like being at an airport. It's absolutely huge. Oh, this does tug at the heartstrings for me. Oh my goodness. I am speechless. Hey, it's your old pal Stuart McLachlan here, and as always you can call me that guy in the Firebird. However, I'm not actually in my Firebird today. As you can see, I'm on the wrong side of the car for a start. No, the Firebird's having a rest, so I am in my Vauxhall Zafira. Yeah, not as cool, I know. But I do have a long journey ahead of me. I'm already an hour into it. I'm off to the National Exhibition Centre in Birmingham for the Classic Motor Show. Now, I've never been to this show before, but I'm really looking forward to it. It's a huge event. It's kind of like the WrestleMania of car shows, you know what I mean?
It's WrestleMania!
There's going to be all kinds of people there. Thousands of cars, I'm told. Celebrities, influencers, all that sort of thing. Maybe I'll get to meet one of them. Who knows? And I'm sure there'll be tons of other stuff. And I'm really looking forward to sharing it with you. Anyway, I have another hour and a half or so to go. I don't even know where I am right now. It's quite early in the morning. I think I'm somewhere near Oxford. I don't know, I'm tired. But it's okay. I have some coffee. Looks very small, but that's got a double shot in it. And a maple pecan plat. It's the breakfast of kings, I tell you. Anyway, I'm going to get on the road, and with a bit of movie magic, when you next see me, I will be there. And just like that, we made it. We are here at the NEC. I didn't realise just how big this place was. It's like being at an airport. It's absolutely huge. There's actually a shuttle service that takes you from the car park where I am to the exhibition centre, because otherwise it's quite a walk. Well, that's quite a queue for the bus. Do you know what? I'm going to walk. I could do with the exercise. Okay, full disclosure, I'm not going to show you everything that's here. The NEC isn't just one big space, it's lots of big spaces. I'm in the first hall, and this appears to be classic Fords. There are so many here. There's Escorts, Sierras, Cortinas, Capris, Consols, Zephyrs, Zodiacs. I've even seen an Anglia drag car. It's absolutely fantastic. The Ford Probe, a joint venture between Ford and Mazda. This car was intended to be the replacement for the Capri, and unfortunately it never really took off the way that they'd hoped. But still a very iconic piece of motoring history, and I think even today it still looks really, really impressive. Here we have a Series 2 RS Turbo. This one is absolutely immaculate. It really is stunning. Now that is one gorgeous Zephyr, and the paint is absolutely wild. Really, really good choice. I love it. Ford Escort 1300E with the iconic dog bone front grille. So here we have a very, very tasty Toyota Supra. in race livery. It looks absolutely fantastic. Of course, many people will be familiar with these cars from the Fast and Furious films, especially the original film. Well, I think, ladies and gentlemen, we have found the real star of the show. Here we have another Supra, and I'm told that this has undergone a full mechanical restoration, and it looks absolutely amazing. Well, I stand corrected. Rather than being a restoration, this is a resto mod. So, although it has undergone the similar process that you would go through in a restoration, there have been some modifications made, but I would say that they are tasteful modifications. Well, I've got to say, it's quite a challenge filming in this environment. Being indoors with the artificial lights and all the chrome, the reflections in the paint. Hopefully this still gives you an idea of just how awesome these cars look, like this Jaguar. This is a 1933 Austin 7 box saloon. Now, my mother has often told me that when she was a child, her father, my grandfather, owned something very similar to this. And she has memories of driving along, sitting in the back seat with her brother, my uncle, and looking down at the floor where there was a big hole, and they used to watch the road going by. I guess safety standards and MOT tests weren't really a thing then. This is what, the 1960s we're talking about? So it was an old car even then. Check this out, it's a 1978 Vauxhall Chevette HS. Oh, this does tug at the heartstrings for me. My very first car was a Vauxhall Chevette. I had a 1980 model. It was a two-door saloon, so very different to this one, not so sporty. Unfortunately, I never actually got to drive that car. It was a wreck when I got it. My brother said, hey, we'll fix it up, we'll get it on the road, but to be honest with you, it was just too much work, so it never happened. So I guess, although the Chevette was technically the first car I owned, I never drove it. But to see this is a real treat. 1962 Vauxhall Cresta. Now, being a fan of American cars, this is certainly giving me Chevrolet Bel Air vibes, which is understandable. Chevrolet was, of course, and still is, part of GM, as was Vauxhall at the time, so lots of shared information going on. It was a time of excitement and progressiveness, wanting to reach for the stars. It was the jet age. They wanted cars to look like they could fly. I was just talking to somebody about this car, and they told me that this particular one was originally exported to South Africa, and it didn't have a heater from new, which I guess makes sense. If you're living in South Africa, you're hardly ever going to want a heater, but apparently the owner did install one when it came back to the UK, which I guess is quite sensible. The NEC Classic Motor Show is more than simply a car show. There's all kinds of stuff going on here, including trade vendors. Behind me you can see some companies which provide garage equipment and tools and things like that. So if you're involved in restoration work on a vehicle, this is a great place to come to get advice and to buy all of those things that you might need.
I'm in at Hubner and you're watching That Guy in the Firebird.
This is the standard Super 10, owned by Steph Holloway from the iDriver Classic YouTube channel. Now, I understand that a great deal of work has gone into getting this car ready for this event. And yeah, here she is. Isn't it wonderful? And a shout out to ADO Restoration, who have assisted Steph with getting this beauty back on the road. Isn't this toolbox really special? It reminds me of something that, I don't know, Smeg might make, you know, the fridge people. It looks awesome. So once I've won the lottery, the plan is quite simple. I want to get myself a car transporter so that I can tow my Firebird to shows, and the vehicle I'll be towing it with will be, I don't know, one of those big ostentatious American motorhomes, or maybe I'll scale it down a bit and just go for a day van, you know, like a Chevrolet Astro or something like that. But if you are going to get a car transporter, why not get something like this? I might need to save my pennies a little longer. So if you want to get one of these with all of the optional extras that you would desire, you're looking at just over £17,000. Well, those of you who saw my video of the Capel show earlier this year may recall that I saw a Bond bug there. And here we have 3, and they are in pristine condition. Absolutely fantastic. So how is this for the ultimate accessory for your man cave? These vintage style gas pumps. They're actually toolboxes. Aren't they beautiful? Yes, it's an Austin Allegro. However, I suspect this is not stock. Now we're talking 1974 Pontiac Trans Am Super Duty 455. Isn't she a beauty? There are certain features which used to be on cars and we just sadly don't have anymore. One of these features was pop-up headlights, and I've got to say there was nothing cooler. I mean, absolute pain when they go wrong, and I guess they're not great for pedestrian safety, but come on, check it out. Well, I think this is the only car show I've ever been to where you can buy yourself a lovely bed. Actually, I could do with one of these right now. I've been walking for what feels like miles. ...1961 Ford Econoline pickup truck. I can't imagine there's many of these left on the road, certainly not here in the UK anyway. ...1963 Chevrolet Nova with a beast of an engine. 1956 Chevy pickup truck. Take my money, I will have two. The cars beyond this white fence are all being auctioned, including this Ford Capri. Now, I've featured Ford Capris on the channel before, but this one is very special because this is a Tickford Ford Capri. The Tickford Ford Capri was produced by Tickford Engineering, heavily modified, custom body kits, all that sort of stuff. They only made 85 of them, and it's rumoured there's only 27 left in existence. Very, very difficult to come by. It's considered the Holy Grail. And unlike other Capris, the Tickford is unique because it has this flat front end rather than a slatted grille like you would normally get. I'm not quite sure how the airflow works on it, but I'm sure they figured out the engineering problems associated with that.
Hi, I'm Auto Alex and you're watching That Guy in the Firebird.
Well, I've said it before on the channel and I'll say it again. The most beautiful car in the world is, of course, the Ferrari F40. Now, don't bother commenting below if you disagree. It's just a fact. However, in second place, I think the Testarossa is a worthy contender. It's an amazing, timeless design. Absolutely beautiful. Stunning. Pop-up headlights, of course. Now, when I was a kid, I used to enjoy playing a game at the arcades called Outrun. And the vehicle in Outrun that you drive is a Ferrari Testarossa. However, it was a convertible, which wasn't actually an option from Ferrari. But hey, it was cool in the game. Oh my goodness, Lamborghini Countach. I am speechless. In the words of Ray Stevens, what do you say when there are no words? I've never seen so many Sinclair C5s in one place at one time, which makes me think, what's the collective noun? Put it in the comments below.
It's got a COP motor, a 440 cubic inch plant. It's got COP tires, COP suspension, COP shocks. What do you say? Is it the new Bluesmobile or what?
And just like that, the day is over. The show is over. This is a 3-day event, but I was just here for the 1 day. I would advise anybody wanting to come and check this out in the future to book for the 3 days. The place is vast. I feel like I've walked to the moon and back just trying to get round to see everything. And you really can't see everything in just 1 day. So it's worth paying a bit extra and booking for the 3 days, I think. It's been fantastic. I've met some great people. I met Auto Alex, that was fun. I met Steph from the iDriver Classic YouTube channel, and I met Mr. Hubnut himself. I was hoping to meet Mike Brewer, apparently he was here, but no sign of the guy, so that's a shame, because I would have told him to hold out his hand. Thank you so much for watching the video. I hope you've enjoyed it. I'm Stuart McLachlan, and as always, you can call me that guy in the Firebird.